Yesterday, I asked everyone on Twitter, everybody on NBA Twitter, what NBA event are you still mad about? It could have been anything, a blown call, a game that you lost back in like 2004 that you never got over, any type of NBA event. NBA Twitter, what are you still mad about in 2019? Like my personal example would be Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals when Ron Artest hit the dagger 3. That still makes my skin crawl, still have nightmares about it. I'm still mad about it and it's been 9 years. But I'm not as mad as you would be if you cracked the screen on your phone because you were walking around without a case on it. Most of you have cases on your phone anyway, so they might as well look good, right? Athletic Cases has a ton of options with different player art from different sports, so if you want to try and save your phone from inevitably cracking in style, be sure to visit athleticcases.com with the link in the comment section and in the description. Alright, so let's check out some of these grievances from NBA Twitter. Crispy Flakes actually says that what's still bothering him is Robert Horry of all people being left open for 3 in Game 5 of the 2005 NBA Finals. Oh yeah, ouch. I actually forgot how bad this one was. Look at this. The series is tied 2-2. The Detroit Pistons, in overtime, 9.6 seconds left, lead by 2 points. And yeah, this was just senseless. Robert Horry is actually the inbounder. Isn't it like a rule that you watch out for the inbounder in these type of plays? So he gives it to Ginobili in the corner and Rasheed Wallace immediately rotates over for the double team. Ouch, left Horry wide open. The San Antonio Spurs won that game. They won the series. The Pistons actually never even made it back to the NBA Finals after this. Ugh, ouch, yeah. If you're a Detroit fan, you just gotta hold that L. That's oh man, I couldn't imagine that. Silver Yo says he's mad that Melo came back from injury in 2011 and ruined Jeremy Lin. Actually, that happened in 2012. I know, it gets hard to keep up with the years after this much time. Yeah, Linsanity was actually at the very beginning of 2012. And you know what's funny? I have all these random clips in my head from NBA TV that I'll never be able to find because I don't think NBA TV posts their past broadcasts anywhere. But I specifically remember it was like Steve Smith and I don't know who else was on the panel. But somebody asked him if they thought that Lin and Melo were going to be able to play together. And the one thing that always bothers me about NBA media, or I guess NBA TV in general, is that everything is always just so positive. It's like always just like roses. And yeah, anyways, the answer was something like, yeah, I'm sure they'll be able to play together. Melo's gonna do this, blah, blah, blah. And the funny part is when Carmelo Anthony went out and Linsanity started, the Knicks went 6-1. When Carmelo Anthony was inserted back into the lineup, the Knicks went 8-9 until Jeremy Lin, I think he, I can't remember what his knee injury was, probably like a meniscus or something, but yeah, that's when he had to go out. So correlation does not necessarily mean causation, but ragging on Melo is the low-hanging fruit, and just from the outside, just looking at the record, I mean, maybe you have a point. I'm not doing the deep research right now. Alright, our guy Knight Zarez says that he is mad about Tibbs not subbing out Rose at the end of a game that was already won. Oh man, why'd you have to bring that up? You know, that's interesting because you wonder if that ACL injury from Derrick Rose, if that was coming one way or the other. So Thibodeau's, the way that he justified having Rose in that game was saying that he wanted to send a message to the Sixers for that series. Because the Sixers came into that series actually saying that, oh well, we're glad we got the Bulls and not the Miami Heat, so that pissed everybody off. And yeah, the game was already won. So Tibbs was saying that basically, yeah, we wanted them to know that they couldn't hang with us either. Now, of course, here we are in 2019, and up until he got fired, he was still playing Derrick Rose an insane amount of minutes. After all these injuries, we would still see Rose playing way over 30 minutes, which made zero sense. So just with his track record of running players into the ground, I don't think that's really a valid excuse. But there will always be a part of me that wonders, just because of the way that Rose played, and how haphazardly he would drive to the rim, and the way that he would land. I don't know, I kind of feel like if not the ACL, definitely knee injuries were on the way. But of course, that's the event that we're always going to have to point back to as to how we lost MVP Rose, so I can totally understand. It still hurts me too. Dalton Silverman says that he's still mad about, in 2015, Paul Pierce's almost game-tying shot against the Hawks in Game 6. It was late by a tenth of a second. He had been going off completely during those playoffs. Hey man, that's a really, really good one that I think that's just kind of gotten lost in all the things that have happened since 2015. But yes, to a couple of your points, Paul Pierce actually was doing well. That was like his last breath of fresh air. He was 37% 27 years old, but in that year's playoffs, he was averaging 15 points, 4 rebounds, and he was shooting 48%. And then he was shooting 52% from the three-point line, so relative to his role in the team he was playing on, yeah, Pierce was actually doing pretty well that playoff season. And then to your point about this game winner, yes, oh my goodness, look how close this was. Washington is down by 3 points. He's being covered by Horford. Horford tries to bring a double team and he's falling away, has to like shimmy to the left, and he still made it. This is just like, that's Paul Pierce's career in a nutshell right there. That's why they call him the truth. And oh my goodness, on the replay you see, it did not count. It was literally, it was so close. Like the ball is just on a fingertip when the clock hits 0. But do you know what really still makes me mad about this? The Hawks were pretenders that year. Everybody knew they were pretenders. They were the 60-win team that had 4 All-Stars, but none of them were even All-NBA players. So we knew that they were going to the chopping block when they got to play the Cavaliers. I would have rather have seen anybody play the Cavaliers in the conference finals that year. As a matter of fact, I'll be honest and tell you, when the Hawks made it, I didn't watch a single game of that series. Okay, that's actually a lie. I watched half of game 1, but at a certain point when it became clear to me the Hawks just weren't it, I didn't waste time. Coming into that series, they had no hope. And then when they confirmed that in game 1, I was just like, man, fuck this. I'll see y'all in the NBA finals. Like, I was ready for Kyrie versus Steph at that point. But yeah, John Wall actually, I can't remember what he broke in his hand, but he broke something in his hand on a fall during that Hawks series, so he only played 3 games, but he still made it back during the series. That's really weird. I don't know how that's possible. So yeah, that year, I would have much rather have seen John Wall, Pierce, Bradley Beal. I would have much rather seen them play the Cavaliers rather than seeing the Hawks play them. Like, that's how much I didn't believe in that team. And if that game-tying shot would have counted, we just may have seen it, just maybe. Amir says, LeBron almost ending Draymond's career after Kyrie's shot. Bro, I will never, ever be able to say enough about this almost highlight and how mad I am that it didn't happen. First of all, I cannot really tell you the emotions I was experiencing. During Game 7 of the 2016 Finals, I still think that's the most intense game of basketball I've ever been able to watch my entire life, and I didn't even have any stake in it, but I was still in front of the TV, glued to it, and man, I saw that play developing. Like, look at this. You can literally see this play. You can see Draymond Green's life ending before your eyes. Right as Kyrie gets here to the three-point line, and you see Iguodala's back is turned to LeBron James, which is a huge no-no in any NBA scenario, you see LeBron start to take off. He takes off, and as he's running, I saw that whole thing developing, and like, you know when you know you're about to see some shit, and your eyes get wide, and like you get ready for that huge gasp? That was me. And just look at this, look at it. Oh my goodness, I'm so mad he didn't finish that. It's not even just this highlight by itself, it's the context around it. Everything about Klay Thompson saying he guessed LeBron James was just hurt, LeBron James trying to bring his first NBA championship to Cleveland, the rematch between the Warriors and the Cavaliers, Steph Curry winning the unanimous MVP that year and trying to take the league away from LeBron James. There's just so many different storylines here. Oh yeah, Draymond Green being suspended after I guess he hit LeBron James. There's just so much that goes into that one highlight. There's just so many storylines behind it that if that dunk goes down, Draymond Green has to retire right then and there. Like, you can't come back from that. You can win championships, most improved players, like, it doesn't matter what you do after this. After everything that went into that highlight, if it finishes, you just have to take your jersey off. You've got to call the press conference the next day, and you got to retire because your career is over. That's a career-ending highlight. We haven't had anything close to that even happen before or come close to happening. Like, man, just look at this one frame. Look how high he is in the air. Look how Draymond Green is draped across him. Oh my goodness, that would be the greatest dunk in NBA history, and there's no discussion about it. Nothing in game would top this. Nothing in game tops this. This is like Michael Jordan's shot in Utah. That's what this frame would have been. That's the poster it would have been. So just in case you never drew the comparison, LeBron actually did complete this play with Kyrie on Christmas Day later that year, but it wasn't nearly as vicious. The story wasn't really there, but it's the same exact play. Kyrie cuts in, Iguodala again has not learned his lesson and has his back turned to LeBron James. LeBron cuts right into the lane and dunks and hangs all over the rim, but the dunk just wasn't nearly as vicious because Draymond Green was more to the side of LeBron here, so yeah, he got dunked on, but the other one was a body. Like, that was an actual body. This one was like, yeah, it's light work. So I guess that is just what we would have to live with. As a consolation prize, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man, that sucks. Colton says Jordan pushing off in 1998. You know, I actually had that written down as a video topic, but I really don't know how to make a full video off of this, so I guess I'll just go ahead and do it now. Was this a push? I've watched this highlight a million times, of course, because they always show it on NBA TV. It's a hardwood classic game. But yes, the big question, was it a push? Me and my little brother always joke about this because he's not really an NBA fan, but we like to laugh about things. And I always show him this and he's like, oh yeah, that's a push off. Like he pushed the guy for one of his best shots. He doesn't know much about NBA or anything, but it's still funny. And yeah, as you can see, Jordan brings it up here, about 13 seconds left. Chicago is down by 1, and he just reads everything, just masterful patience, and then yep, there we go right there. Oh, isn't it sad that you're only known for being for Jordan hitting his final shot over you with the Bulls? Like that's the only thing anybody knows you for. So in the close-up replay, you see Jordan go one way. Yep, and right there he has his hand on him. But was it enough for a push? Like it looks like his hand just kind of like just touched the guy. Is that enough to say he actually pushed off of him? I guess it's kind of really hard to tell from the footage, and that's why this is a debate anyways. Yep, you see right there, just has his hand on him, just kind of drags it down a little bit, and then the guy slips. I don't know if that hand right there was enough for for how far that guy went and how he slid. I'm not sure if that was enough. That's funny to think about. Imagine some alternate universe where the ref called that a push-off. Like, how does that change NBA history? If that's called an offensive foul, they go the other way and the Jazz win the game. Michael Jordan plays his first Game 7 in an NBA Finals and he potentially ends up 5-1. Like, what does that do to like the rest of NBA history? I don't know. I hope when we die, we get to see other realities that existed because I need to see how that storyline played out. Alright, so that is it for today. Again, if you want to be a part of something like this, make sure you follow my Twitter. The link will be in the description and in the comment section. Hit like and comment if you want me to do something else like this. And make sure to subscribe and hit the bell next to my name if you want notifications for future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.